All right. Good morning, students. We'll start our next session, lecture number 12. And I can see only 72 are available here now. And as per our discussion among our colleagues and friends, we have noticed that few of you just log in and just vanish off. Yeah, even I observed in my previous classes, even after I stopped the session, many were still there, not responding, were not able to leave the meeting, which means that they have just got into the meeting and they were just kept it open there. So please don't do such things. If you're not interested, not want to attend class, please don't do just for namesake, get into the meeting and just vanish off like that. That's not acceptable and it's not right on your part. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, I would like to congratulate all those who have got placed in VMware. Three of you, Astrid, Nima, and Nilima, Lichina Mary. Congratulations. And others, I would like to tell you there are still many more companies coming up. Don't lose heart. Yeah, don't lose heart. Keep up your motivation and try for other companies. There are still many more companies coming up. All right. Okay. Fine. Yeah. So I hope that you have gone through the previous sessions, the recorded sessions, and you have gone through assignments. All have attempted quiz and the graded discussion. Do you have any queries in that? Do you want to ask anything? Was it okay? The quiz was okay? May I have some comments? Were the questions okay? Okay, good. Thank you for responding. Yes. What about graded discussion? Yeah. I'm getting okay. What about graded discussion? Any comments there? Any comments? Fine, Carlton. Yeah, thank you. Now, okay. So if you have any suggestions, ma'am, do like this, do like that, or what you're doing is not okay, something like that, you are free to share. Okay. I'm always in a receptive mode. I welcome your suggestions. I may be wrong sometimes. You can correct me. You're welcome to do that. All right. Okay. So
Ma'am, I had a query, ma'am.
yes.
Regarding the graded discussion, will you post the answers to those questions?
Sure. I was waiting for like all of the responses, but I'm not getting full response from the both the classes. Okay, I was waiting for the response. Anyways, I will do that. Thank you. Who was that? I couldn't make out.
I'm
Who
Shashank,
spoke?
ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, Shashank. Yes, fine. I will share the answers. And one more, yeah, thanks for reminding me. I had asked for reasons for getting absent for the live sessions. As I mentioned in the canvas, those who are regular have responded to my query, but those who are not regular, they have not responded. So I'm going to mark absent for all the 4 classes. If you don't reply to any question or any announcement, all right? It's not that we are talking to only those who are regular and those who are responding. It is for the whole 2 sections. All right. So those who have not responded, please note it. I'm going to mark absent for all the 4 live sessions. If you don't do it today, including today's. All right. So it's not that you can just keep quiet as it is, and later at the end of the semester you come up saying that I attended, I have shortage of attendance, that, these and all. When I'm asking something, you are responsible to reply to that. Okay, fine. Okay, yes. So again, just to remind you, in between I'm going to call names. If you don't answer my call in few seconds, then I'm going to mark absent. All right, just for your information. Fine. So, yes, I hope I've shared my slide. Yes. So we will be continuing with our session, lecture 2. So in this session, you at the end of the session, you will be able to explain the two transistor analogy of an SCR. So in the last class, we have already had a view or had some information about its construction. That SCR is a 4-layer device. If you internally, if you look at it, if you look at the internal structure, then you can see or visualize the SCR as a two separate two transistors, say NPN and PNP. And we had also discussed that the internal structure would be something like this. You can imagine, say, the collector of transistor 1, say T1, is connected to the base of the transistor 2. And same way, the collector of the transistor 2 is connected to the base of transistor 1. So as I mentioned earlier, it's nothing but you can visualize SCR connected with two transistors connected back to back. All right. So the collector of one is connected to base of the other in the same way. So in the previous class, I told you in this session you will be discussing the two transistor analogy. That means how it exactly works. All right. So for that, if you look at what exactly are we looking at from this power semiconductor device. All right. So if you look at this device, say in the previous class we talked about the terminals, anode and cathode, and gate terminal. And gate terminal is the one where we use it to trigger or control, right? We discussed about that. So mainly we use the gate signal to turn on the device, right? So what is that output you're expecting from this semiconductor device? It is nothing but the you are looking at the device to be conducting. Okay, so I had mentioned in the previous class, mainly this semiconductor device or most of the semiconductor devices, that is power semiconductor devices, they are used as switches in the application as a switch, right? So when we say the device is conducting, okay, what does it mean? A switch is closed. Then what does it mean? Then we are looking at the current flowing through it, right? Yeah. So visualize yourself or imagine a switch when it is closed. Okay. So current is flowing through it. So how much is the current? What is the current flowing through this device is what is our importance of. So in this session, we will be discussing what is this output. So if you look at the device, we are actually checking the anode current, right? So observe both the two transistors, PNP and NPN transistors. So as I mentioned, the base of transistor 1 is connected to the collector of the transistor 2, and the base of transistor 2 is connected to collector of the transistor 1, right? So if you observe here, all the terminologies are marked here. So as you observe from the figure, you can observe that the collector current of transistor 1, the collector current of transistor 1 becomes the base current of the transistor 2, okay, and vice versa, right? Correct? The collector current of transistor 1 becomes the base current of the transistor 2. Similarly, the base current of transistor 1 is nothing but the collector current of the transistor 2. Okay? So from that, Please know, we are deriving the equation, so please go on noting down. I'll go very slow in this session. I want you to note down the things. Please respond. I want you to note down. You will take up your notes. I hope you have your notes with you. Go on copying down the yes, good. You'll follow the derivation, all right? So our first step is, so from the figure we get it, IC1, that is collector current of transistor 1, is equal to base current of transistor 2. So IC1 is equal to IB2, and similarly IB1 is equal to IC2. All right? And also we can observe from the figure, that is the current at cathode is nothing but anode current plus the gate current. IK here, it stands for cathode. Okay, go back to the circuit. All right. So this current is equal to IA plus IG. It is nothing but Kirchhoff current law, right? Please note down the things. All right. So IK is equal to IA plus IG. And we have the relation from the transistor analysis. What is it? The emitter current is equal to base current plus collector current, right? IE is equal to IB plus IC. So from that, we can write it here as IB1 is equal to IE1 minus IC1. So take it as equation number 2. And also from transistor analogy, you have transistor analysis. The collector current is given by alpha IE plus IC naught, where IC naught is nothing but the leakage current. Okay, so in this case, IC01 is the reverse leakage current of the reverse bias junction J2. Right? I hope you're with me. Okay. So from transistor analysis, we get the two relations here. Now, what do you have to do? Substitute equation 3 in equation 1. Okay. So in place of IB1, substitute this. Oh, sorry, IC1. So you get IB1 is equal to IE1 minus the whole term of IC1. That is alpha 1 IE1 minus IC naught 1. So in this relation, what are you doing? You're just taking IE1 common outside. So IB1 is equal to 1 minus alpha 1 into IE1 minus, that is, this is IC naught 1, sorry. Are you with me till here? Shall we proceed? Just unmute and say, reply. Are you there?
Can you repeat equation number 3?
Equation number?
3.
3. Okay.
Yes.
You want me to repeat this? IC1, the collector current, yeah, it is nothing but the current gain alpha plus IE plus IC naught. This is your leakage current. This relation you get it from the basic BJT analysis, right? The collector current, it is given by the current gain into the emitter current plus the leakage current. All right. So that you're substituting in equation 2. Moving on. So if you observe that, after substituting, if you observe that the anode current of the device becomes the emitter current of the transistor 1. Let's go back to that figure. Yeah. Anode current is nothing but our emitter current of transistor 1, right? Can you observe that? So just rewriting, I'll go back to that slide again. So my IA anode current is equal to IE1, okay, emitter current of transistor 1. So now I'm replacing IE1 as IA in my previous relation. Are you with me? So IB1, I'll go back to the previous relation there. IB1, yeah, we got it as 1 minus alpha 1 into IE1 minus IC01. So IE1, I'm replacing it with anode current IA, all right? That becomes my equation number 4, all right? Similarly, for the second transistor, the collector current IC2, we have this relation, we can write it as alpha IE plus IC0. So since we are talking about second transistor, we are giving this prefix 2. Alpha 2 into IE2 plus IC0 2. Okay, this is again what the relation what we are getting from transistor analysis. All right, basic equations. So if you again recall the figure, it is observed that the cathode current of SCR becomes the emitter current of transistor 2. I'll go back to the figure here. This cathode current is nothing but the emitter current of this transistor 2, right? So again, I'm substituting IK is equal to IE2. All right. So in the previous relation, in place of IE, I'm replacing IK. IK is nothing but my cathode current. All right. So rewrite IC2, the equation, collector current equation. IC2 is equal to alpha 2 IK plus IC0 2. So this part is the leakage current. Are you with me? Are you with me? Am I going fast? Am I going fast? I hope you're noting down. Okay. Am I going fast? Please respond. I hope you're noting down. You're copying? Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you. All right. So now what are we doing? Substitute equations 4 and 5 in 6. What are we doing here? Substitute. This is my equation 6. IB1 is equal to IC2. Okay. IB1 is equal to IC2. From where did we get this? Initially, we talked about that, right? Yeah, here. IB1 is equal to IC2. Now I'm going to substitute equation 4 and 5 in equation 6. So my equation 4 was this, IB1. So this relation should be equal to this. That is what is done here, and I call that equation 7. Please write down. If you're not following, please raise up your voice. Just substituting equation 4 and 5 in equation 6. And where did we get this 6 equation? Initially, we started with the internal structure of two transistor analogy. All right. Now what? Substitute equation 1 in equation 7. What is my equation 1? Go back, recall. Equation 1 is nothing but IK is equal to IA plus IG. So substitute that in equation 7. Okay, here you have IK. All right, substitute IA plus IG there. So in the relation, go on write down yourself and just verify on the slide. 1 minus alpha 1 into IA minus IC01 is equal to alpha 2. In place of IK, I will write IA plus IG plus IC02. Okay. Now bring IA term to the left side. You have IA here, right? So bring it to the left side. 1 minus alpha 1 minus alpha 2, okay, into IA. At the right hand side, you will have alpha 2 Ig plus IC naught 1, and bringing this IC naught 2, bringing this IC naught 1 to the right hand side. So you have alpha 2 Ig plus IC naught 2 plus IC naught 1. So just rearranging here, bringing the negative sign outside. At the left hand side, you will have 1 minus of alpha 1 plus alpha 2 into Ia. At the right hand side, you will have alpha 2 Ig plus IC naught 1 plus IC naught 2. Okay, so finally, we are talking about this anode current, the current flowing through the device. Anode current can be written as alpha 2 Ig plus IC naught 1 plus IC naught 2 divided by this term. Okay, since we know that IC naught 1 and IC naught 2 are the leakage current, when the device is in off condition, still there will be some leakage current, so which will be very negligible. So ignoring that, ignoring the leakage current, you can write anode current as alpha 2 Ig divided by 1 minus alpha 1 plus alpha 2. Okay, that is our relation. Okay, let me call upon Sanit D'Souza. Sanit D'Souza, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can you tell me what is alpha? What is it defined as? What is alpha? Basic what we have studied in BJT in 3rd semester, I guess. What is alpha? And I just now mentioned about it. What is alpha? What is its relation? Alpha is nothing but current gain, right? Current gain.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is its relation? It is
Alpha is equal to beta divided by beta plus 1.
okay. That is in terms of amplification factor beta. Generally, alpha is nothing but current gain. Means current gain. How do you define it? How do you represent current gain? What are you talking in terms of? Gain means what? What are you talking in terms of? If you are talking about gain means, what is that relation you are looking at? Yes?
IC divided by IE.
Okay, IC divided by IE. What is it? IC is what? Your output current, right? Collector current, output current, and
Current,
yes.
output current.
Yes. So gain, I asked you about gain. So when you're talking about gain, it is nothing but the relation what you take or the ratio what you take in terms of output to input, right? So here in our transistor case, yes, Sanit, thank you. In
Hello,
this
ma'am.
case, yeah, Hitesh, tell me.
Ma'am, few of us have the LTI,
Sorry?
like we have the meeting, ma'am, for LTI.
Yeah, those who have, yes, please, you can leave, yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just 1 second, before you leave, just saying, text the reason why you're leaving and leave, okay? I would like to have that note. You can enter that in the chat box, the reason for leaving the meeting, so that I'll have an account. Okay, yes. Okay, no problem. Those who have LTI placement activity going on, you can mention the reason and leave. Yes. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for attending. Yeah. All right. So, okay. Okay, those who are leaving, no problem. We'll continue with our discussion. We were talking about this alpha current gain. So wherein it is the ratio of output current, that is collector current, to the input current, that is emitter current. All right. So now the question arises. Now, just now we have derived the relation for anode current, right? Now, in order to have maximum current flowing through the device, okay? Now, what should be the criteria? From the relation, can you suggest something? From the relation, in order to have maximum anode current, what are the parameters that we have to look into? I'm asking question to you, all right? So to make my anode current maximum, what is that has to be looked into? Now you have this relation, right? The anode current is equal to alpha times Ig by 1 minus alpha 1 plus alpha 2. Okay, so alpha 1 and alpha 2, obviously it is nothing but for transistor 1, the current gain for transistor 1 and transistor 2. All right. Excuse me. From this relation, what do you understand? What do you understand? So observe here, if my alpha 1 plus alpha 2, if it is equal to 1, what happens? Alpha 1 plus alpha 2, if this is equal to, we know that alpha is always less than unity, right? Yeah. So when alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is equal to 1, then this denominator becomes 0, which means that there is infinite anode current, isn't it? Yeah. So which means that you have to control the alpha 1 and alpha 2, okay? Or in other words, the anode current mainly depends on alpha 1 and alpha 2 of both the transistors. Okay, so that means you have to see that the alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is always greater than or equal to 1. All right, so that you will have the device turned on condition, or we say that the device is in conduction state. All right, and there is maximum current flowing through the device. So now tell me, what are the parameters that will cause the current in the device to increase? Think and tell me, what are the reasons that causes the current to increase in the device? If you recall the characteristics, what IG, no. Let me just tell you. In the previous session, I had told you, IG is only used to trigger the device, right? Trigger to turn on. Okay. So after you remove the control signal, there is no, yes, VAK. VAK, how is that? Justify the answer. So see, in SCR, even if you remove the control signal or the gate current, but still the device will be in on condition. So how do you control or increase this anode current in the device is the question. So what are the parameters? What would be the reason where you can increase this anode current? Tell me, like, initially there is no gate signal at all. There is no gate triggering signal. I'm giving you a hint. Without gate signal, now how can you make or increase this anode current? We have already discussed this. Recall the things. Maybe the way I'm asking question is different. I know that, but I want you to think about it. If I give you typically the terms, then you will be ready to answer. I don't want you breakover condition. Yes, very good. What is that breakover condition? Sanket. What is that breakover condition?
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
It is the condition wherein continuous current flows through the device. There is heavy conduction taking place.
Okay, what is that condition is the question. Correct. What you said is correct. There is continuous conduction or there is maximum current flowing through. How is that condition reached is the question.
As the voltage is increased, at one stage the junction J2 breaks down,
Correct.
resulting in the increased flow of current.
Correct. Exactly. So you have to mention about the voltage across anode and cathode. Yeah. Somebody just now answered that, but the voltage across anode and cathode, if it crosses breakover voltage VBO, okay, that is the condition when J2 breaks down and there is a free flow of charge carriers, or in other words, there is a heavy amount of current flowing through the device. Correct? So that is one condition wherein even without gate signal, if you are increasing the voltage applied across anode and cathode, if it exceeds breakover voltage is the condition or the voltage at which the junction J2 breaks down, right? All right. Now, okay. Let me ask you. I'll give you one statement. I won't answer again. Now, this forward breakover voltage (VBO), what I was just explaining, it is always higher than the reverse breakover voltage. Can anyone explain why is that? I'm giving you a statement. Can you explain why? The forward breakover voltage VBO is generally higher than reverse breakover voltage. I hope you've got the statement. Okay, instead of just waiting for your answer, I want everyone to type the answer there in the chat box. I'll repeat the statement. Forward breakover voltage VBO is higher than reverse breakover voltage VBR. Justify. Type your answer in the chat box. Think and type the answer. Why would be so? In other words, let me just give you a hint. In other words, it means that you need more forward voltage for the junction J2 to break down. Okay, that's a hint. Whereas in reverse condition, in the reverse bias condition, what happens? Junction J1 and J3 are reverse bias and J2 is forward bias. So for that, in order to have the breakover condition or the avalanche region to achieve, that voltage is less compared to forward breakover voltage. Yeah, VBR, correct, VBR. Think about the junctions, think about the construction. That will give you some analysis. You have to think and answer this. Think about the 4-layer device. Think about 3 junctions, J1, J2, J3. When we are talking about forward bias condition or forward breakover condition, where J1 and J3 will be forward bias and J2 will be reverse bias, junction voltage is stronger. What is that? Stronger means what? Okay, let me check. What was that? Junction voltage is stronger for forward bias. Typically saying it is more. Okay. More, that's the question asked. Why is it more? Why do you need more voltage for the junction J2 to break down? Is the question. Let me just put you that slide where you have all the 3 junctions. Maybe that will help you to visualize things. Okay. See here, this is your device PNP, NPN, junction 1, junction 2, junction 3. All right. So for forward breakover condition, you need more voltage for the junction J2 to break down while compared to the reverse condition. In the reverse condition, what happens when cathode is positive with respect to anode? Junction J1 and J3 will be reversed and J2 will be forward biased. So which means you need very less voltage to break these two junctions. So what does it mean is my question. What does it mean? Why is that so is the question asked. Is the question clear first of all? Carlton, is the question understood? Carlton has vanished, is it? Okay, anyone, you can respond. Is the question understood? All have vanished, is it? May I know, is the question understood or not? Yes, okay. Okay. Question is understood. Not getting the answer? Okay, let me explain. Let me explain. See, emitter, base, collector, if you visualize PNP, and similarly in the next transistor, emitter, base, collector. In the transistor, we know that emitters will be heavily doped, right? Yeah, emitters will be heavily doped compared to the other two regions, base or the collector. Yes or no? Okay. So that will make the depletion region at the junction J2 wider. Okay. So the depletion region at the junction 2 will be wider, or in other words, it will be thicker compared to junction J1 and J3. Okay. So in forward breakover condition, to break this thicker J2 junction, you need more voltage, where you want the junction J2 to break down and allow the charge carriers to flow freely, right? While in the reverse condition, what happens? J1 and J3, as I mentioned, will be the depletion region at J1 and J3 will be thinner compared to J2, okay? And the voltage required to break these in the reverse condition will be less, okay? So that's why the forward breakover voltage VBO generally will be higher than the reverse breakover voltage. So what does it mean? The junction J2 to break down, it will require more voltage. Okay, the voltage what you apply across anode and cathode will be more, so that junction J2 will break down and it will allow the current to flow through. In the reverse condition, when you are making cathode positive with respect to anode, then the reverse voltage, what you are applying, will be less compared to the forward breakover voltage. I hope that is understood. Is that clear? Okay. Please acknowledge, is that clear? Yeah, okay, fine. So we were here, coming back. All right, so I was asking you, what would be the condition where this anode current would be, to control this anode current, to make more of current to flow through the device, what are the conditions? So one was that we talked about the VAK, the voltage applied across anode and cathode. Okay, recall again where there is no gate signal. Okay, so one more thing is applying gate signal, you can make this anode current to increase, right? And the other condition where you can increase the anode current is increasing the temperature of the device. Okay, so what happens initially, if the temperature of the device is initially maintained high, then the small leakage current in the device will be sufficient enough to trigger the device to turn on. All right. So what happens? The leakage current also will increase with the temperature, and those charge carriers, like as the temperature increases, they bombard among themselves, creating more free electron hole pairs and increasing the charge carriers, eventually increasing the current, anode current. All right. So, all right, that would be the discussion for this two transistor analogy of an SCR. If you have any doubts, you can get it clarified. We can have the discussion. I will stop here because most of your friends have left. The part what I wanted to cover, that is gate characteristics, I will be posting the recorded one because I knew there is a placement activity going on. So I just thought gate characteristics of SCR would be posted. All right. Fine. So just recall the things. If you have any doubts in this discussion, today's discussion, we can have the discussion. All right. Please answer your attendance. Abhishek is here. Has he left? Abhishek, yes. Adeline? Okay, those who have left, I have their reason why they have left. Others, please respond to your call. I'm marking attendance here. I would like to know if others are present or not. Adeline is here. Afia? Anil?
Present, ma'am.
Okay, Anish?
Present, ma'am.
Ankita? Ankita is not there. Okay, Apeksha?
Yes, ma'am.
Arun Ishwar Nayak? Arun Ishwar, not there. Ashish? Ashrit? Ashrit Amin? Astrid is here.
Present.
Azain Asghar Ali? Yes. Azain?
Present, ma'am.
Brinal is
Present,
here.
ma'am.
Brinal? Not there. Kalvina? She's not there. Chaitanya?
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Deeksha?
Present, ma'am.
Deeksha Shivappa Gowda? Not there. Divij? Divij, are you there? Not there. Divyashri?
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Gashmita? Gashmita, you are there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Gautam?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Gurucharan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I will get the attendance, no doubt, but I'm checking something else here. All right. Anisha?
Present, ma'am.
Hitesh, he has left. Joshua Marcel Fernandez.
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Okay. Catherine, Helen, Kavyashri.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Kiran Raj. Not there. Lavanya.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Lisha. Not there. Ligina. Ligina maybe. Not there. Lishma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Lohit.
Yes, ma'am.
Shodhana. Not there. Makwin.
Yes, ma'am.
Manasa.
Yes, ma'am.
Matthew. Okay, those who have
Yes,
answered, you
ma'am.
can leave. Those who have answered, you can leave. Matthew.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Megashri.
Present, ma'am.
Melanie.
Present, ma'am.
Melvisha. Mohammad Afreed. Not there. Monisha.
Present, ma'am.
Maunish. Not there. Neural.
Present, ma'am.
Naveen. Not there. Navya. Not there. Nima.
Present,
Not
ma'am.
there. Nima is
I'm
there.
present, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Nikhil. Yeah. Nikhil. Not there. Nikita?
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Nishita? Not there. Nitin D'Souza?
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Nitin Chandra?
Present, ma'am.
Nivedita? Nivedita D? Not there. Osita?
Present, ma'am.
Okay, you're there. Okay. Sanat Kumar?
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Sohan? Not there. Payal?
Present, ma'am.
Yes. Pradeep Shetty? Pradeep Shetty, not there. Okay. Prima?
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Yeah, you know your sequence, right? Please be ready. Unmute yourself and keep ready. Yeah, Princita D'Souza.
Present, ma'am.
Priyanka. Not there. Priyanka R.
Present, ma'am.
Rajashri.
Present, ma'am.
Raksha. Rakshanda. Not there. Ria Salom.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, Rolson. Rolson, you're not there. Rolvin. Rolvin, not there. Okay, Royson. Royson. Sagar. Sagar Nayak. Samiksha.
Present, ma'am.
Yes. Sanit D'Souza.
Present, ma'am.
Sanjan.
Present,
Okay.
ma'am.
Sanket.
Present, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Savant.
Present, ma'am.
Shafi Nafisa. Are you there? No. Saichit. Saichit. Not there. Shane. Sharanya.
Present, ma'am.
This is Shane.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sharanya P. Sharanya not there. Sean Lawrence. Not there. Shetty Kshama. Kshama. Not there. Shibani Shetty.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Shravya. Shravya, you are there? No. Shrikant. You are not there. Srinidhi.
Present.
Who is this? Srinidhi, huh?
No. Sridhar.
Shrikant. Okay, you are there. Srinidhi not there. All right. Sindhu Shri. Sindhu Shri not there. Spurti. Spurti not there. Stalin Albert. Not there. Stellan Franklin. Not there. Sujeta. Sucheta.
Present, ma'am.
Yes, you are there. Sudeep. Sapnil.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Sumashri. Sumashri, you are not there. Suraj. Suraksha. Sushma K. Rai. Not there. Sushmita. Not there. Swedel Joshna. Not there. Who is this Swedel? Swedel, you are there. Okay. Tanush N. Shetty.
Present, ma'am.
Tripti.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Ravi Tejasvi. Ravi Tejasvi. Not there. Vaishnav.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Valona.
Present, ma'am.
Venisha. Not there. Vinyas. Vinyas not there. Shashank. Carlton.
Present, ma'am.
Ananya.
Present, ma'am.
Deekshit. Not there. Karishma. Sachin.
Yes, ma'am.
Karishma, you are there. Okay. Sachin.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shetty Nikhil Raghu.
Present, ma'am.
Soumya. Vishal. Siddharth. Who is this? Siddhartha? Vishal. Yeah, Vishal. Siddharth is there? Yes. Aisha Freen.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Rohan Valain Vibert.
Yes.
Present, ma'am.
Who is this?
Rohan.
Valain. Okay.
Present, ma'am.
Roman, yeah, Vibhat, yeah, all the three are there. Yeah, just to remind you, if you have not, yeah, I got it, yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
If you have not, who is this? Prajwal, yes.
Yes, ma'am. You
Tell
haven't
me,
taken my
Prajwal.
name,
Yes.
like in the attendance.
Why is that
Hello,
your
ma'am.
name is not here? Yeah. Your name is not there in the list.
Even my name is not showing.
This is Jovin. Jovin Prajwal B.
Ma'am, my name is also not called.
1 minute, I'll note down. That's the reason. I'll note down. Mohammed Ryan. Mohammed Ryan, Prajwal, and Jovin, right?
Yes, ma'am.
3. Yeah. I hope all of you have got this invite, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Or
ma'am.
are you using friends link?
No, we got
Okay.
invite. No, ma'am.
You got the invite. Okay.
We got
Okay.
it, ma'am.
Siddharth
Yes,
has
ma'am.
not got, huh? Siddharth has got? What's the problem to unmute and answer?